Hey everybody, how's it going? Jedi here. So I might have accidentally figured out a new way to float objects. So I just want to document this because, yeah, it was an accident. And you see that clock up there? That normally doesn't attach to the chimney. And same with these books and that cigarette or cigar. I got them all nice and lined up. And it was an accident because I was trying to do the floating technique where you normally like bump things up, but I accidentally deleted something, or I guess removed, and it reset everything, and I was able to remove the shelf that it was sitting on, and I was like, whoa, let me try that again. And I did it perfectly. So hopefully I can get it back the way it was, because it was an accident and I did kind of repeat it a second time. So this time I'm going to repeat it a third time, but recorded, so you guys can see how I did it and see if maybe we can apply this to other techniques. But at any rate, I think the secret item that's causing this to happen is this mason work stove, which is essentially the big chimney. What I think I had done, well, let's just go through the process and we'll see if we can replicate it. But normally, like, we'll see if I move this, it's not normally, like, it can't go up there. You see, like, I can't put it here. I had to float it somehow. Alright, so that's what I was trying to do originally. And the same with the cigarette. I had these kind of next to each other. I was going to float them. And it wasn't working. And it wasn't working with the techniques I was using for normal floating. Same with this clock. The clock doesn't normally go up there. So for sakes of showing you guys, like, that normally doesn't go up there. So I'm resetting this now. So we'll figure that out. Let's reset. So I'm just gonna remove them. I'll just be in my inventory. The other pieces I was using was a stage panel, of course, pretty normal staple. I was trying to use the wooden loft, but I couldn't get it to bump the books up. I think it was just too big, so that's why I went with the Riveria wall shelf, which I think is key as well. So the key three pieces are the stage panel, the wall shelf, whatever items don't really matter. These are the items that I was trying to move around. And the other key piece would be this right here. Okay, so this is how I went about it. I already knew I wanted the stove there. So the first thing I did was put down the stove. Right? Excuse me if this takes a while because I'm still rather new to housing in general. But yeah, I had the stove. Put that there as close to the wall as possible. Boom. Alright, cool. Next. Which is definitely, this is the order I was doing it in. This isn't like, this is how I'm replicating it, I guess. Alright, so I had the wall like kind of behind it through it. I was trying to figure out, alright, so it's really hard to grab it again, the wall, because I have so many things in the way. Come on. Wall, please. There you go. Alright, so I grabbed the wall. We're just trying to figure out like how, oh goodness, why you do this? Why you do this, wall? Alright, cool. So yeah, I kind of wanted it just to be like really close to the shelving portion of the chimney. That's what I was trying to do. So yeah, once that happened, you know, I was trying to bump things and it just didn't end up working out. So instead, I was like, I don't know what to do, because it was like, I guess I could show you what was happening. Place. When I was trying to bump it, it just wasn't working, but instead it would get stuck to the shelf. And it could be I was doing it wrong, but you know, it was my first time trying it. So, you know, I was trying here and I was trying here, but pretty much either way, I tried that. It either wouldn't bump it or it would get stuck together, which is frustrating. So yeah, so let me remove Okay, so it removes, but it didn't really bump it, right? So that was the dilemma I was having. I couldn't get the bookshelf to bump. So what I ended up doing was like, well, I don't know. Yeah, so what was happening was that, and then I was like, well, what the hell? You know, I tried to grab these books again. Let me see. It's so hard to get them. So I got them on the shelf and whatever, and then now they're together, right? They're bound. And I was like, damn, okay. This is what I ended up doing. I was like, maybe I'll just, you know, I'll have them here and blah, 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 blah. Same with the ashtray. You know, whatever. They're there. Right? Can probably take off the grid, maybe adjust them exactly how I want it. Normally you'd think this wouldn't work. So now they're all kind of like a unit, right? And I'm kind of just like adjusting where I'd want it. Minus the shelf. It's a little farther out than I'd like at the moment, but you know what? Just for sake of trying to figure this out. Alright, cool. They're all together. If I use this tool to remove, you'll see that I cannot remove that because they're together. And then since it's attached to the wall, right, this wall, I cannot remove the wall because it's attached together. But for some reason, bear with me now, when I remove the chimney, it should have reset everything. And then I'm like, oh, I reset the chimney. Now I can remove the shelf. Now I can remove the wall. What the fuck? And now I got floating objects. What floating objects? Okay. And then I was like, oh, accident happened, but now I replicated. This is the third time I've replicated it. And now I can just put the chimney back where I wanted it. For the most part. You know, I would have been more precise and move the wall back, but for all intents and purposes, like, look, I pretty much replicated the floating technique, which didn't require a single thing of bumping items or nothing. It was just somehow deleting the chimney while it's inside of the stage panel causes all items attached to the stage panel to be reset and singular mode, which allows me to click remove them, and now we just had floating objects. And it was the same case for the glade wall. Well, look here. And this is what I ended up doing for for the wall mounted clock. I didn't even need the shelf for the wall mounted clock. I just kind of set this up like, oh, you know, willy-nilly. We get the wall. We wanted to bring the wall like as close to the surface as possible. And yeah, so now we place the wall clock. The wall clock's pretty much gonna, it's actually attaching to the stage wall as a unit, but for all intents and purposes, you know, and we do it again. Instead, we remove the chimney because it's kind of doubling down for whatever reason, and then we can remove the wall. Again, it worked. And I don't know what it is about this chimney, but it's a secret key item, I think. And then, you know, we can do the snap so it's a little bit cleaner. Yeah, man. So yeah, I didn't do them like laser precise because I'd have to make adjustments and stuff, but this was just like the quick and dirty. Like, look, I just floated a clock. I just floated books, and that can apply to any of these like small items that can go on a shelf and perhaps other things. But I think for whatever reason, when you remove the masonwork stove, it resets the properties of everything and allows you to remove everything else singularly. And yeah, that's my quick and dirty floating technique. No bumping required, no slow process. That's pretty wild, right? Yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.